gentlemen, in this corner, standing 5'8", I believe, hailing from San Antonio, Texas, Eric J. Chucky. And in this corner, standing 6'2" tall, hailing from parts unknown, the boy.
Oh. Greetings and salutations, listener. This is a special extra bonus edition of the Two Nerds podcast. We did a thing. What was it, about a month ago? You looked at our plenty of fighting games and said to yourself, and me, because you talk out loud when you think, we have all these fighting games, we never fucking play them, why not? Let's do a big old grand tournament. And, well, actually, at first you said, let's just all play them all in one night. And then you were like, no, let's do a tournament out of it. And I was like, splendid idea, my friend. We'll set it up. So we picked 9 of the fighting games we own. We do own more than 9.
Yeah, we picked just the 9 either most recent ones or the line we like the best.
And we went at it. We did, originally we were going to do it by game. Whoever won the game took the point. But then Boy suggested we should do it by round. That way, in case someone takes an early sweep.
It's like someone takes the first 3 rounds, it's not basically over.
Yeah. So, 9 games. I'll rattle them off in order here. Smash Brothers, the most recent one. Soul Calibur 5, Injustice Gods Among Us, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion, Super Street Fighter 4, WWE 2K14, we don't own 15 for a number of reasons, the latest Mortal Kombat, and Marvel vs. Capcom 3, A Fate of Two Worlds.
And being as we decided that we were going to do by round and not by game itself, we kept track of who won the game and who won the rounds. And we did best of 3 for everyone but the last one because we wanted to do a little bit something different with Marvel vs. Capcom. Since it's 3-on-3 battles, we did 1-on-1 battles for all the rest of this. We decided to do 1 round of Marvel vs. Capcom with each elimination counting for a point, which makes Marvel vs. Capcom sort of a wild card round.
Yeah, because you can get
more than a total of 3 points, whereas everything else, there's a total of 3 points available.
We also, with everything except for Marvel vs. Capcom, although I ended up going with my exact team that I planned on. So, beforehand, we called 3 characters, and then randomly rolled to see which one we would play in every match. So there weren't any counters or anything like that.
At least not any intentional ones.
Right. And we also had a gentleman's agreement that
if there was any spamming, because we both have a few attacks, and we've played each other in fighting games for nigh on 8 years now, so we know this about each other. We both have things we do in fighting games, which during just, fun, 2 dudes playing fighting games playtime is fine. It's dickish, but it's funny. In an actual tournament where things are being counted, no, stop that, you're being an asshole. We'll go intentionally for the cheapest, most absurdly mean ring-outs in, Soul Calibur, or one of us will spam Hadouken. That's me. I spam Hadouken. If you give me any attack that's a Hadouken, I will spam Hadouken until the end of time. Normally I don't win those matches, but I find it amusing.
Yeah, because it frustrates me.
Yeah. And then he wins because he gets frustrated and beats my ass in.
So going into this, I assumed you were going to win. Handedly. There are a couple games here that we knew favored me, but there are so many more that I am aware favored you, and it's been so long since I played most of these that I just figured your innate fighting game acclimation skills would take over mine.
I need to explain a few things here because this is going to make me sound like a dick. Going into this, I also assumed I would win handedly.
Well, it's just statistics. I mean, when we fight in fighting games, it is 60-40.
Yeah, well, it's usually 60-40, and that's not a bad ratio, but what happens specifically that I thought favored me here is I can quickly adapt to any fighting game up to a low bar, and then I get steadily better up to a midland bar. This dude doesn't adapt as quickly to fighting games, but when he plays them, gets better than me. just good enough to be better than me, and then he tends to plateau out, and then I'll get slowly better and get above him, and then he gets just good enough to be better than me again.
Yeah, neither of us are pro level.
Oh god, no, we're like, alright, for real, if I went to any actual fighting game tournament, I would get trounced so absurdly it would make me sad.
And I wish we had the software that we could have captured this. I honestly thought about setting up a tripod and just recording over our collective shoulders, but it would have been so awful quality that I would have been embarrassed to put it online. But, because I would have loved for you to be able to see this, listener. I would have loved for you to briefly become a viewer and enjoy this with us. Maybe in the future, once you give us lots of those likes.
As many of them as you can.
Speaking of which, Super Blizzard Shining was out of Bandcamp Go. Link in the description. Yeah, the first fight we did was Smash Brothers because we're both pretty well acclimated. I mean, that's like probably the game we're most even on. Even Steven.
That's honestly 50-50.
A lot of that has to do with the computer players being there because we like playing 4-man matches. And we play in weird stages and shit. But this was like traditional style, Final Destination. Well, you know, the Final Destination version. No items. Let's see, first match in... Well, I don't remember first matches. I don't have to say
give me a second. I do. The first match was Bowser Jr. versus Ike.
I was kind of hoping it was going to be Ganondorf versus Ike. Because you are a terror with Ike.
I'm really fucking good with Ike,
and
listener.
Ganondorf is my best character. I'm glad he's not shit tier anymore, so the internet doesn't go, what? When I say that now?
No, they sped him up a little. They gave him more punch, which is unfortunate because he already had plenty. But yeah, no, and this one I believe was short. I mean,
it was short, but it was back and forth.
You made a fight of it. You did, but I think I ended up winning with like 2 mans left.
Yeah, I killed myself early.
Yeah, you killed yourself early.
My first elimination was riding the clown car directly off the edge of the map. Yep. I played as Roy. I like playing as the other Koopa kids. I don't really have any fondness for Bowser Jr. But I love the Koopa kids. And I love that fucking clown copter. I mean, that was fun as hell.
Let's see. Then we did Ganondorf versus Meta Knight. We actually had to restart this one because, one, they've nerfed Meta Knight from Brawl, which is what I'm used to playing Meta Knight on. And he's so nerfed and so oddly different that I was kind of fucked. But we restarted because I ended up eliminating myself 4 times in quick succession because his side power doesn't have any recovery after it. And it's just long enough that if I'm anything but on the other side of the platform in the map we were on, I went right off the side. So,
we have no way to recover.
He was gracious enough to let us restart, and then he won anyway.
For similar issues.
Yeah, I limited myself like twice, and also because they nerfed Meta Knight's damage and nerfed the range of his basic attack. So a bunch of the stuff that I would normally do didn't quite work. I'm sure you noticed when I would fly just past you and start basic attacking air. In Brawl, those would have hit you.
Yeah, no, and you'd kind of suck me into it. They made him very different. I'd be curious to see where he sits in tier lists right now, but not curious enough to check at this very moment.
No.
Honestly, I think if you'd picked Captain Falcon, things would have gone a little differently.
I don't. I shoved myself off the side more with Captain Falcon.
Yeah, but his moveset is at least the same.
True.
Last match was King DDD versus Pac-Man.
And I thought I was going to take this one because I'm quite good with Pac-Man.
Yeah, he is really good with Pac-Man. I was worried. King DDD is one of my favorites from Brawl, too. But I'd be perfectly honest with you, Snake would have been there instead of Bowser Jr. if I'd had my druthers.
If we do this again, Brawl might be what we
Brawl might be in there. But, no, I ended up taking it.
Yeah, he ended up taking that round, too. So
it was close, though. It was, like, down to the last life.
Yeah, it was down to the last man, down to the last...
Okay, so this is Dick's thing I do, which I'm sure a lot of people do it, too, usually with Kirby.
Kirby or King DDD, really.
He doesn't keep him in the mouth as long, but I will, if I have more lives than the other person, I will suck them up into my mouth and leap off the edge of the stage.
So, yeah.
Because even if I die, they still lose. And it's humiliating, and it's rude, and it's awful. And I sucked him up into my mouth and started waddling toward the edge of the stage. And then was like, no, wait, there's a gentleman's agreement, and waddled back.
And spit me out. We went to our respective corners.
Yeah. I still ended up winning, but it was like by 1.
Yeah, by one laugh, and we were both high damage. You happened to get the hit on. I think it was something really cool. Like we were both going for smashes at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, there was
I
a
was
lot
going
of...
for a down smash. You were going for an up smash, and yours hit first because you released just a second before mine. It was really cool.
Well, and the other thing is, I mean, like, King DDD is so strong and so fast. He's got so much recovery, and he's so heavy. And the thing that made him OP in Brawl that they nerfed in the new Smash Brothers is his final smash.
Yeah.
It's way different now. It's nowhere near as good as the Big Gay Dance, as I like to call it.
Because it's glorious.
Oh my god, I love it. Love it to death. But I don't even remember what his current one is. Like, I cared that little.
Well, we almost never put the Smash Ball on anyway.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I took 2 points there. Boy took 1. I took the game. Next fight was Soul Calibur 5. Something we're both pretty practiced at. We've talked about this before on the podcast. I kind of prefer Soul Calibur 4's Just Guard impacts.
And I kind of prefer Soul Calibur 4's speed.
Yeah, that's
It's a little slower, a little more tactical. I actually kind of prefer that.
This got a little frantic.
I
But
believe
this is...
everything but the first match was very close.
Yeah, it really was.
The first match was not.
I mean, it wasn't, like, painful or anything.
No.
But it just was not close. I thought this was going to be pretty even.
Yeah, so did I. I thought...
Like, Soul Calibur 5 is...
If there was anyone that was going to be, like, 2-1, and then maybe the last one be, like, a tie, something ridiculous, I figured it was going to be this one. Of all of them, it was going to be this one.
No, ma'am.
No, it was not. It was not close in terms of win-loss. So first match, I believe
Cervantes versus Maxi.
Yeah, Cervantes versus Maxi, and you were upset about that because while I prefer to play Raphael, my three were Mitsurugi, Raphael, and Maxi. His were Zwei, Aeon, Kalkos, Lizard Man, that is, and Cervantes. And while I prefer to play Raphael, Maxi's my best character in Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
And you wanted to get anyone else but Maxi with Cervantes.
Yes, because he's just so wiggly and woogly, and Cervantes' best stuff kind of requires you to be in one place. Although I did knock you out once with that epic feint dodge.
Mm-hmm.
That was tight as hell. But, yeah, you took that one hard. I mean, like, I got a couple of early knockouts in, but you took the rest.
Well, we did best of 5 series with these rounds because 3 isn't good enough for Soul Calibur. We both like Soul Calibur enough that we wanted a little more time.
Yeah, that's how we usually play it. So it would have been weird if it had been only 3.
Right.
Same thing with Brawl. It was
It's 5 stock.
5 stock.
Same thing with Punch Time Explosions, 5 stock, which is just Cartoon Network Smash Brothers.
Yeah, next match we went into was Zwei versus Mitsurugi. I thought if there was going to be a match I would take, it was going to be that one.
I love Mitsurugi, and back in the original Soul Calibur, I was a terror with him. But these days, not so much.
Honestly, I should not have picked Zwei. I should have gone with Labello, or whatever Keelik is now, Monkey King. Most anybody else, Patroclus even. When I started playing this game, when I made me in the character creator, I gave myself Zwei's move list because I liked how he held his sword. You know, it was so many of the characters in Soul Calibur 5 are female and have an aggressively feminine fighting style, like with lots of little pirouettes and...
Yeah, it's weird. Like, Setsuko was your moveset in Soul Calibur 4, and that looked fine.
Yeah, and... I mean, it wouldn't normally be a problem. Like Ivy, even as sexual as she is, isn't that feminine in her moveset.
Like, if you strap that to a male moveset, it just looks like
a little
sinewy.
Yeah, I mean a little feminine, but not aggressively so. But there are so many young girls, I think, is the problem. Like, because even Hilda's not bad.
They have that light bouncy step.
And I don't know if you've seen me, listener, but I am a fatman. And I am anything but light and bouncy.
He is weirdly silent.
Well, yeah, okay, that's fair. But so I went with Vi because they took out taking out guard impacts fucked my ability to use Setsuko's move list. So,
and he never got it back.
yeah, I mean, Alpha Patroclus is fun, but it's
just not the same.
It's not the same. So I thought I was going to be good with it because I had a lot of practice with it.
But
It's just not the case.
No, this one was probably of all of them the
You
least
curb
close.
stomped.
Yeah, it was. I'm still kind of good with Mitsurugi, and unfortunately, Zwei is a very close-in fighter, and Mitsurugi has reach.
I took one match, and I couldn't remember the button combos to sick my wolf on you, and I mean, just
was a bad idea from the start. So next match was Aeon versus Raphael.
I almost had you.
Yeah, he was, and I love Raphael, and I was. Ooh, it was close.
There's a little bit of background here. You've played Raphael as your character.
Yeah, I was actually playing me, my creative character, the boy, with Raphael's moveset. I've played that since Soul Calibur 3.
I want to say, yeah, Soul Calibur 3. Since you and I started playing together. And before then, Raphael was your guy.
Yeah. I think he was actually introduced in 3.
Shit, I should use Voldo. No, Raphael's been around for a while.
Well, whatever.
Maybe he was 2. I don't know. Anyway. Aeon Kalkos, I only really started playing a lot, like Lizard Man. I played him a little bit in the previous games, but he's got fucking Kratos' move list now. Well, most of it.
Yeah, he's got fucking flappy wings, and he's got the most ridiculous cheese combo, which you were nice enough not to use.
Yeah, that's how I beat Harada Tekken in the challenge mode, was with, like, you just press up, the triangle, the vertical. 3 times in a row, and he does this little smash, smash, smash.
And Harada Tekken has no idea what to do.
Well, and it's hard to get out of, period. But it's so spammy, I was going to be a dick about it, and I still almost kicked his ass. Like, at the very last strike, we both hit at the same time kind of thing, and you just took it.
Yep. And that was the last one of the last match. He wasn't behind, it was 4-5 in the end, so... It was down to the wire. It was maybe if you look at the life bars on the Soul Calibur, a hit.
A decent hit,
not like a sliver.
No. So honestly, I got bad luck with the draw on Cervantes. If it had been Cervantes versus Mitsurugi, that would have been a different fucking fight.
Yeah, I'd have lost.
I'm not as good with Cervantes in 5 as I was with him in 4, just because those button combos aren't where I expect them to be anymore.
But, I don't want to.
Yeah, if I'd have used, and the more I think about it, if I'd have used literally anyone else on the roster, if I'd have used Edge Master, I think that fight would have gone differently.
Cervantes is very, Maxi's probably one of the worst you could draw.
Well, no, I mean with Zwei, when I went up against Mitsurugi, that was just a bad pick based on old data. Kind of like your Meta Knight pick.
Yep.
But yeah, so Boyd took that one, clean sweep, 3 wins. Took the game, took all 3 points. Next match was Injustice Gods Among Us. That's the DC fighting game. We had the version with all the DLC. Let's see. First match was Zod versus Shazam, as he is called in the game.
We can get into how fond of that I am in a comic books podcast.
Yeah. I love Zod. I forgot all of his moves. I started to remember them there at the end, but you'd hit your stride with Shazam, and it was just...
Nope. I'm actually quite good at this game.
Yeah. But I really expected to at least pick up the win with Zod in this one.
Nope.
And no, it just didn't happen.
Then the next one was Lobo versus Ares, and while I loved God of War, his best character is Lobo. I was not going into this expecting to win.
Actually, in terms of statistics, my best character is Martian Manhunter.
Yeah,
but I think that's because I always fight you as Lobo against Aquaman, and you are scary good with Aquaman.
I am frighteningly good with Aquaman. But then again, Aquaman's fucking broken, so that's not hard.
But I almost didn't use... I ended up winning with Lobo. Just range, basically. Your ranged abilities had a cooldown.
Yeah, and yours didn't.
And mine don't. So.
And so you just stomped me into the dirt. It was close.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
Then it was Martian Manhunter versus Aquaman. And alright, I want to explain something, a pattern in my life to you, listener. In fighting games, there's usually one character who's widely regarded as the broken character. The character who gets banned from tournaments, the character who's a douche. I don't look this up. I don't, play all the dudes, figure them out, and figure out who the best guy is and play only that guy. Normally what happens is the first guy I pick randomly is the broken character. Happened in BlazBlue. I picked Jin Tsurugi out of, I don't know, this guy looks cool. He has a cool hat, and he has a cool coat and guns, and then I rode the ice cars. I picked a Meta Knight in Brawl, and Meta Knight was, fucking broken. This happens to me in Injustice. First character I picked, pretty much randomly, was Aquaman.
Because you played Batman in the demo.
Yeah.
I don't want the listener to fucking break their erection. The boy didn't pick Batman. The world is ending.
No, I picked Batman in the demo, and I'm not very good with him. So when we actually got the game, I was like, I'll play Aquaman. I like Aquaman. Aquaman gets a bad rap. Let's see if Aquaman's any good in this game, or if they super friended him. And turns out, no, they did not. Ladies and gentlemen, Aquaman is broken. You played Martian Manhunter.
Who, as I mentioned, is secretly my best character. I never feel that strong playing him.
But you almost always win.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because he doesn't... usually when I'm playing a fighting game, I like playing a character who combos well.
He doesn't very.
No. Smash Brothers being the exception, but it's kind of a different game. Then again, actually a lot of the reason you didn't get eliminated as fast as you did in Smash Brothers is because my usual combo with Ganondorf, which is Chokeslam, Warlock Kick, didn't work because a Warlock Kick right over your damn head.
Yeah, which was nice.
But anyway, he doesn't, combo. He does big hits, but because there's not any more or less impact from a given move, reaction, game feel-wise, it doesn't feel like I'm kicking your ass even if I am. So it's hard for me to feel good about it and realize, yeah, this is a character I'm really good with. Instead, it's just well, I guess I won with that guy, whatever.
So we were fighting Martian Manhunter versus Aquaman. We both went into this fight assuming I would win.
Yeah, because it's Aquaman.
That did not happen.
No. I mean, it was pretty close.
It was
it came down to it.
Yeah, it came down to a couple hits. I think if I hadn't... there was one time when I very specifically fucked up.
Yeah.
I was fighting you, and I was pressing a specific button combo that what should have been happening was I would have done the thing where I shoved my trident into the ground and stabbed you in the asshole.
Yeah.
But I was fucking the combo up, so all I was doing this. It was like jabbing the butt of my staff at you. So instead of winning, I lost.
Yeah, so I ended up taking that one, 2 wins to his 1 win.
And he took the game there.
Yeah, I took the game there. Next match was Tekken Tag Tournament 2. That was another rule we forgot to mention, no clones.
Yeah, no clones.
The reason for that is this match would have been Eddie Goro, Christy, Montiero, and Tiger.
Yeah.
Versus Baek Dusong, Warong, and probably still Dragunov.
Yeah, no clones was a thing set up because I'm really fucking good with Eddie Goro.
Yeah.
Not as good as I used to be. This is a story I love to tell. I once in middle school, I beat my entire middle school class on a field trip with Eddie Gordo and Yoshimitsu in Tekken Tag. But that was many, many years ago, listener.
Yeah, well, that was one of the first things we bonded over. We found an arcade in some mall in...
And I completely fucking trounced you in Tekken.
Yeah, you completely fucking trounced me the first match. Because I accidentally picked Bob, and I had no fucking clue who he was. I just went, ha, fatten. And then I grabbed Warong, and I was like, alright, Warong's my actual guy.
And I won, but you took a round.
Yeah, I took a round.
And that was the first round of Tekken I'd lost since I was 10 years old.
Yeah. The first match we did was actually Dragunov versus Eddie Gordo. Dragunov is one of my best characters, and I fucking love him.
And because, I'm gonna be honest here, because I have gotten very rusty over the years, and because he is very good at getting just slightly better than me at fighting games, however good I happen to be, I'm sure if I wasn't rusty, he would be much better at Tekken, because he'd still be just slightly better than me. it would be Dragunov is his best character. Like he loves I know you mentioned you love Horong, but no, Dragunov is your best character.
Okay.
Trust me when I tell you that because I know which one of you is harder to fight.
All right, you would be the one to know. You won by, I believe it was half an inch of life.
Yeah, very similar to the Soul Calibur match, only even more ridiculous. We were both down to that little tiny sliver where you shouldn't even still be alive. And then there was like this ninja run.
Yeah.
And then I went low, he went high, but my low kicked him in the ankle and I won.
Yeah, it was nuts. Then we did Miguel versus Leo, I believe is how you pronounce that.
Yeah, Leo is actually, I say Leo because...
Well, it's Leo, so, you know.
It's Leo. I love this character.
I'm really good with Miguel.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
because I got my ass kicked in.
He's all wrong with punches.
Yeah. I got my ass kicked in. This doesn't matter, I still love Leo. Leo's great.
Oh, man, I love Miguel, too, because he looks like jacked-ass Danny Sexbang.
Yeah, he does.
So that was just, like, I think did you take a round? Or did I just, like, sweep you?
No, it was fucking,
Okay.
it was ugly. It was ugly.
It was like Warong versus Slim Bob. I fear Slim Bob.
I'm really good with Eddie Gordo, but I was against his best character. I'm almost as good with Bob and Slim Bob, but...
I couldn't get into Scarecrow stance to save my life. Every time I popped into it, you would knock me out of it before I could get anywhere.
Yeah, and Scarecrow stance is where Horong is scary.
Yeah. Scarecrow stance, for those of you who want to know, that's when you're up on one leg and the other one's kind of up in the air.
Yeah, that one. That's where I hate to see Horong there because that means I'm going to lose. So I just didn't let him have it. And anytime I was there, I went on full-on offense mode. It was... and Bob is very, very fast.
Yeah, God, he's so fucking fast. But that was fun. I took one round, you took two, so you took the game there.
2-1.
Yep.
2-1's, kind of a theme.
Yeah, kind of a theme. I mean, like, after that Soul Calibur 5, that's basically how things went. Yep. So the next game was one I picked up, like, last week.
Yeah, and it's a Smash game, so it's fun.
Yeah. I actually tried to GameFly this game, but I was at GameStop, and Brandy and I were just looking around, looking to spend some money, and I was like, oh, look, L.A. Noire for $6. I've wanted to play this game forever. I was actually looking for Red Dead Redemption's Game of the Year edition, with all the shit in it. And so we found L.A. Noire, and I saw a copy of Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion. And I was like, wow, this is like $20, but whatever. I never see this game anywhere. And apparently I picked up like the deluxe edition that's got the actual proper character voice acting and all that good stuff.
Which is really, really cool.
Yeah, so we threw it in, and I mean...
Look, alright, full disclosure, we have not played but like 20 minutes.
I mean, maybe played all the characters.
More than like 4 hours of this game total, I think.
Yeah, something
all together. We use cheat codes to unlock all the characters because ain't nobody got time for that. I don't give a shit about the achievements in this game. I'm not here to unlock characters, I'm here to fight.
Look, if I find myself burdened with time someday, I might go back, delete my save, and actually get everybody the legit way, because it doesn't look hard.
No, but no thanks.
Yeah, no, we were just like, I just want to play the game, thank you. So yeah, we haven't even both played all the characters in this.
No, neither of us have played Gary Gygax.
Yeah, but it was...
hold on, the listener needs to know what his real name is.
Vigilax,
No,
I think?
Vilgax. It's
Vilgax.
Vilgax. He's a Ben 10 villain. And he's giant fucking Cthulhu man who looks really badass, and the computer, at the very least, the computer does not know how to fucking play.
No, it was hilarious.
Always awful.
So, I don't know why I love and respect you, Gary Gygax. May he rest forever in peace and continue to roll 20s in whatever afterlife he chooses. But, it just came out of my mouth because I couldn't remember his fucking name. Yeah, so now he's Gary Gygax. But
yours was what? Him, Flapjack, and Captain Knuckles?
Yes, because Flapjack was born the greatest laugh I've had in some time.
Yeah, and then mine was Samurai Jack, Teenage Ben 10, just because I happened to be good with him, and then Dexter from Dexter's Lab.
Yeah, because the first time we played this, it was like I was Kevin Levin and he was Ben 10. Like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do the thing.
This is your final destination. Let's do it.
And we went to a Ben 10 stage and everything, and I mean, you just whooped my ass.
Teenage Ben 10? Good, actually.
Yeah, kind of broke it good.
My best character in this game is actually easily Samurai
Oh
Jack.
God, yeah, he scared the shit out of me. I was playing like a coward. You like to accuse me of turtling? I don't really, because I hate that myself.
This game, the Samurai Jack versus him, you were.
Yeah, I was scared.
You were hiding on pipes. You would hide from me on platforms.
But the first match was actually Captain Knuckles versus Dexter. And we tried to play on as flat, mundane playing field as possible.
It worked out. It was a long match.
Yeah, it was really long. Because they both have so much counterplay.
It was two dudes with a lot of counterplay and juking. Dexter has a teleport. Captain Knuckles has the Sub-Zero, make an ice clone of myself only with sand. And Captain Knuckles, side note, hits like a fucking Mack truck.
Yeah, he'd trap me against this one little tiny wall there and like beat the shit out of me with like 1,000,000 hits. And I'd get like, I don't know, 20% damage. I'd like do 3 and he's like at 35.
I would beat you up for like 2 solid minutes straight against a rock. Like, shut down every attempt of your escape. Just completely fucking prison destroy you.
Yeah.
55% damage. You, 1 Knuckles punch and a down smash. 110% damage.
Knuckles is my kind of dude, though. And I think it's funny because he's the first guy I picked up. Because I was going to play Flapjack. I was like, we'll unlock him as we go. And then you're like, no, here are the cheat codes. And I was like, yeah, okay, good point. I'll play Knuckles first because I fucking love Knuckles. I like the misadventures of Flapjack as a cartoon.
So do I. It's a funny cartoon.
Oh yeah, it's a great cartoon. So that's immediately where I was drawn. And I played him once and I was like, this guy's awesome. Because he's got like, I'm gonna go.
But I think I was the samurai there and I won that round, didn't I?
No, you were Captain Planet.
Oh, that's right. Captain Planet was awful, by the way.
Yeah, I think the computer won that round.
Yeah, the computer did.
And just to give you a little bit of... Dexter's got a teleport. He's got a jetpack that's kind of like Snake's...
Snake's up
special.
Smash,
or his up special from Brawl.
His teleport is... It's a move power. It moves.
It does damage on the arrival and on the departure, too.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot.
He's got his side special is laser gun.
Kind of like Samus's.
It's a Hadouken.
And he's got like Pikachu's Thundershock thing.
Yeah.
Where he zaps himself and there's a tiny PBAOE. Knuckles he goes up and diagonal in the direction you're facing, like a little torpedoes himself. He's got like Luigi's side special, where he torpedoes himself. You don't get to charge it, but he's got the sand clone. We talked about that, and his down special is like a Bowser butt bomb, except he can't maneuver it. He just goes straight up and straight down.
But he has little puffs of sand that go out to the side that do the same amount of damage, so the hitbox is huge.
Yeah, and he's got like a couple frames of invincibility.
Once he hits it, you can't really damage him for like 2 seconds, maybe like a second and a half.
But he's a great brawler. Like his actual punches and shit are so good. I was using everything else as movement powers and evasive maneuvers, really.
But it was long. It was very much a wizard fight. I think we both had one stupid elimination.
Yeah, when the fucking fish ate me.
No, that was not a stupid elimination.
No.
That was intentional. I threw you into that fish.
Oh, I didn't know the fish ate people.
Yeah, I did.
I was coming back and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna, and the fish fucking jumps up and eats me. I was like, fucking fish! That's when I came back and eliminated
I saw the fish earlier, and I knew what the fish was designed to do, based on how it was moving, so I punched you into the fish on purpose. That was entirely intentional.
Well, you were a bag of dicks, and I'm glad I kicked your ass after that.
Yeah, you did. It ended up I think you ended up with actually like 2 mans left.
I think I did have 2 left, yeah. Oh, no, I think it might have been. No, that was the Flapjack fight.
Then that was the first match.
Yeah, that was the first one. Then we went to him versus Samurai Jack.
This one was close. We both had one stupid elimination where we jumped off the edge of the stage for really no reason.
Yeah, and
you turned into a giant crab, and that didn't help.
I just turned into a lobster monster and ran straight off the stage, and then you did like your super dash.
Yeah, right off the edge of the stage.
What him does? He's a Powerpuff Girls villain. He's Satan.
Yeah, he's Satan.
He's
Satan.
Flamboyant Satan.
Amazing.
Oh God, I love him. He's a long time been like one of my favorite villains. I don't really like Powerpuff Girls that much, but I love him.
So much so that after playing as him, you looked at me and said, he was talking to the character he played in the EFED for a long time. I did not know I did that, but I played him in the EFED, didn't I? I was like, oh yeah, totally.
Just because you guys have like probably no frame of reference, even you big fighting game fans out there probably have no fucking clue what these characters do. Him has a claw snappy snip that's like long distance.
He has a claw snappy snip with a dead space in the middle.
Yeah.
He sticks his hand into a portal and comes out another portal and does a snippy snap. So you can usually use it to jump a character.
Yeah. Which is useful in 4-man, but we were just 1v1ing no items.
He has a turn into a giant crab monster.
Yeah, and I charge forward and do like a whole bunch of hits.
Yep.
I've got like I think it's Luigi's down and A. Or actually, it's more like Link's up and B. He's up special, where he does the spitty sword thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that as his down special.
Oh, nice.
And then his up special is he turns into a butterfly, and the controls are really floaty and fast, but it's basically
Pits.
free flight, yeah.
It's Pit's up special from Brawl, where he turns into a flyy bit and gets to fly wherever he wants. It makes it really hard to eliminate. It's like 4 times I had you dead to rights.
And I was like, fuck this!
You turned into a butterfly and got back on the stage.
I have no clue what Samurai Jack does. I haven't played it.
He does, his side special is a dash, a very fast dash that does damage as it goes.
Oh yeah, that thing fucked me up a lot.
A big dash too. His up special is just an upward sword strike. Does a lot of damage if you hit with it, but the box is pretty small. His side specials are one way or the other. His down special is actually a counter. He'll hold out his sword and gleams and shines, and if you hit him, even with a special, when he has that out, for like the second or 2 seconds it's out, he counters you, hits you, and knocks you pretty far away. Remember that time you turned into a giant crab and then I punched you off the stage? That's what happened.
Oh, okay, right on.
And his smashes are actually really good too, because his smashes, instead of being one big hit, are you charge, you hit, and then he does like 9,000 hits as a combo right after.
Oh, that's cool. I was wondering how you were going so fast with that. Now, the unique thing about this game is
They have ults.
Yeah, they have ults. We didn't talk about them last time. I don't think I ever... Oh, yeah, I did Knuckles' ult, but, like, you were nowhere near the hitbox, so we just got to watch Knuckles do a little candy dance.
Yeah. I used Dexter's ult a couple times.
Yeah, you fucked me with it. It's like a huge blast beam.
It's
like
Samus's
Mario's.
beam.
Or Samus's, yeah.
Jax is Meta Knight's.
Yeah, and then he gets all badass afterward.
Yeah,
like, it changes his armor.
It changes, he goes to shirtless, hair down Jack, if any of you know what that looks like. It's really super badass. So I was trying to do the ult as early as possible, because I wanted to look like badass Jack.
And, him, he grows, like, super giant size, and, like, comes out the top of the screen, and gets you with his crab claws.
And they do a lot of
They do a lot of damage, but they're not super accurate.
So you can kind of juke them if you're real good.
Yeah.
And then Ben 10's ult is awful.
He turns into Humungonaut or whatever.
Humongosaur. And then turns into the Hulk version of Humongosaur with armor and shoots out little explosions exactly in his area, but not too far away from him and not right beneath him.
Yeah, it's kind of shitty.
Which
if
is
it was a
fine.
4-man fight, that would have been a really good ult.
But it's actually kind of perfectly okay because the rest of Ben 10's moveset is broken as shit. Yeah. So his ult being bad is kind of a good balance.
And Flapjack, giant Kraken comes up and a huge fuck off tentacle
shoots across the screen in another version of Samus's ult.
Yeah. That fight, because of when I hit my ult, is the only reason I won.
Yeah.
Like, it was down to one to one. We both had 1 life left. We both had plenty of damage.
Yep.
And I just happened to get my ultimate move, and I hit it just as Boy was hitting Jack's dash, which doesn't quite go as far if you go through an enemy.
And that meant it was just far enough for me to fly right off the stage.
So, in a surprise, I took that one. Like, I really thought you were going to kick my ass with Jack. I mean, that That was a fluke.
I did before.
Yeah, you definitely. It was even Jack versus him. It was basically 1v1 too.
That's we eliminated the computers in short order.
Oh yeah. And then the last match was Flapjack versus Ben 10, and I told you
that was in the funnest stage so far, actually.
Oh really? You like that stage?
Oh god, yeah, no, it was the bedroom from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. It was super fun.
Yeah.
With all the bouncy shit and the bouncy bed and the window you could knock out.
Oh yeah,
the big long hallway.
I did like the window. I thought that was a really cool element. This game is not. This game is not anything compared to Brawl.
No, God. No.
I mean, it's a knockoff, very clearly.
Yeah.
But it's got a lot of charm and a lot of character, and you can see where there were a lot of really good ideas. If they'd had the kind of budget and production team that Brawl had,
I think it would be quality.
I think it would have been fucking amazing. But they didn't.
So it's mostly just a fun game to play.
But why don't you tell us what Ben 10's regular moves are?
Ben 10's regular moves is actually, fun fact, his punch combo is really good, really solid, fast, and a lot of damage. I did more of the damage to you than you think with his punch combo.
Yeah. I dodged most of the time. She turned into
humongous
dweeb.
Yeah. His side special is another dash with damage as it goes through. It's slower, but has a much bigger hitbox. He turns into a giant orange rock monster? Lizard rock monster? Called Humongosaur. I don't know the names of these fucking aliens. I don't watch Ben 10.
I watched a little bit of it when I was watching it.
It's a fine cartoon. I watched a little bit of it too. A little bit from the kid thing, a little bit from the teenager thing. I watched both just to see because I'm enough of a kid to enjoy cartoons. It's nothing bad. It just didn't catch my interest.
Well, it wasn't really on when I was watching cartoons. Like, there were times I would stay up really late and I'd catch the new Transformers about 5 years ago. The one that Weird Al showed up on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so good. But Ben 10 wasn't always on, and it came on at a specific time that I kept missing it.
So...
What was that one you kept killing me with where you flew in the air and shot ice down?
That's his up special. He turns into an ice bird. Ice bird, I think. Flies up and then shoots a bunch of ice spikes down wherever he was just after he flew up. Now, when he flew up, you have 2 seconds to fly in a direction, and then you go straight up, and a cloud forms and shoots ice down. It's actually kind of a unique and specific move.
Yeah.
That's good game design.
Yeah.
You have about, not even 2 seconds, that's too long, like a second to move in any direction, and then that's where the cloud forms, and it shoots ice directly down.
Like something you'd want to use when you're right up on your opponent and they expect you to like charge in or start brutalizing.
I tried to do that a bunch, but Ben 10 loves up special. So everything even remotely not directly up, Humongosaur.
Oh yeah.
But
and then you had like one that shot fireballs, right?
That was his regular special, his center special. We didn't describe the center specials much because they didn't get used much, to be honest.
Oh, I described mine. That was my sand clone.
Oh, that's your sand clone?
And my center one is the claw. With him.
I'm trying to remember what
his down special is.
No, what Dexter's center special was. I don't remember what that
Dexter's, I think Dexter's center special is his shot.
His laser gun?
Yeah, because his side specials are his teleport.
And then center special is his shot, side special is his teleport. And then Samurai Jack's center special was
that his counter?
No, that's his down. Straight up don't remember.
Something with a sword, probably.
Yeah. But Ben 10's center special is the fireball flamey guy.
He turns into like a green monkey and shoots 3 different fireballs at 3 different.
No, 2. Just 2.
Just 2.
Down. Okay. High low. And then his down special he turns into a blue thing? I have no idea what it was. And shoots like Blanca's electricity. Exactly Blanca's electricity, AoE.
Oh, okay. So I was playing Flapjack. And Flapjack's up special is basically to gain height. I don't think it does much damage. But he's like, yay! And like goes super high. His regular special is he throws candy. His side special is he throws a candy cane, which comes out like a boomerang and does a lot more damage. And then there's his down special.
This is a story, listener.
We were playing in a regular match back when we got the game, laughing. We were having a great time because this game is silly and fun. So I'm using this down special, and like the computers are fighting the boy for whatever reason. He's playing Aku.
Because I was the demon Aku, and they hated me.
From Samurai Jack. And
I didn't mention what stage we were in. We were inside the whale from Flapjack, so I also think they weren't fighting you because they were afraid of getting the whale's ire.
that was a pretty neat stage, too. It had some cool stuff to it.
Yeah, it's terrible for Raku.
Oh, yeah, it seemed like it. So near as I could tell, what his down special did was, like, he sat there and giggled. Like, and there were big cartoon-like words, like, tee. So I thought it was kind of like that Jigglypuff sleep move, that if you were right up on me, you'd get meteor smashed all the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to, like, get near people and, like, do the move to them, but it didn't do anything. So I accidentally hit it at one point, actually, and the boy comes over and hits me.
And it's a counter.
Yeah, and he busts out and starts tickling the fuck out of you.
So, he is tickling the lord of all that he surveys, future emperor, the demon Haku, and I, being as I was in a comedic mood, could do not but look at him and go, "How dare you tickle the demon Haku?"
I was already delighted that this move was a tickle counter. Because I've always said in professional wrestling, I don't get why nobody tickles each other. Like, no one's gonna expect it. Like, even when they know it's a thing that character does, it's gonna be like, fuck no, he's tickling me! And I cannot, if you're the least bit ticklish, I cannot think of anything that is more terrifying and offsetting than being at the mercy of someone tickling the fuck out of you.
Someone doing it aggressively and not for fun.
Yeah, like, no! So, oh man, I was delighted all the fuck. I laughed so hard Brandy thought I was crying and that one of our cats had died. And she was in a dead sleep and woke up like, what's going on? Are you okay?
And how dare you tickle the demon Aku once more.
Oh man. So this fight, this was pretty close too.
Yeah.
You ended up taking it.
Not by much though.
No, not by a whole lot.
Honestly, I remember the stage more than the fight itself. The stage was very fun.
You kept trying to humongousaur me.
You would dodge.
And I would, like, jump around you because Flapjack's super floaty. That was about it. And we throw candy at each other. Well, I throw candy at you and you threw fireballs at me, and sometimes I tickled you.
And sometimes you got it with electric powers.
Yep.
It was very simple. Next game.
Yeah, Street Fighter 4, which we will have to describe less.
To remind you, he took that one 2-1, just like Smash.
Yeah. Street Fighter 4 we'll have to describe a hell of a lot less.
Because everyone knows what the fuck Street Fighter 4 does.
Yeah. First match was the exact match that we were hoping not to get, which was Ken versus Sagat.
Because, fuck. Alright. Full disclosure, listener. I'm a Namco fighter person. I grew up with Tekken, Soul Calibur. In the grand nerd debate, Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, my answer is, can I play a Namco fighter instead? I am not a humongous fan of either, and I kind of suck at both of them.
Whereas one of my childhood claim to fame was spending $20 in quarters to beat Street Fighter with my stepbrother in an arcade. With Blanca. Yeah, so that was kind of cool. But, yeah, I've been playing Street Fighter for years. It's one of my favorites. I mean, it's up there, but I love fighting games so much, it's hard to pick a favorite.
So we'd assume this was gonna go a certain way.
Yeah. And Ken is one of my best guys. I mean, he's a Shoto clone, but I specifically like his Flaming Shoryuken. I feel it gives me more flexibility. I like his air hurricane kicks.
Yeah, stop. I could feel you want to do the actual
No,
it's a hurricane kick.
I couldn't pull any of them off, actually. I think maybe I have one.
You hit me with two.
I hit you with hurricane kicks, but I think air hurricane kicks, I only hit you with one.
Yeah, you did them a couple times, but you hit me with one.
But Boy was pretty surprised when he was actually like, you took what, a round from me?
It was best of 3.
Yeah.
Because they didn't give you a best of 5 option. I took a round from him with his best Street Fighter character with fucking Sagat, of all things.
Well, I remembered the last time.
Sagat hits like a fucking train!
He does, man! He's made of beef!
And I almost took that second round.
Yeah, almost. It was pretty fucking close. I took the third one. That wasn't.
Yeah, no. I was not.
Like, I found my rhythm enough and threw out Hadokens in the right places. I'm the guy who does the close-up Hadokens.
Yeah, who does
usually because I'm trying to do a Shoryuken, and that's what I happen to hit.
I have the opposite problem. I'll be trying to do a Hadouken and accidentally Shoryuken.
So he's across the screen doing uppercuts at nothing.
Yeah. Much less useful power.
So yeah, I took that one. Next match was Juri Han versus DiCapri. She's one of the new newish last year.
She's 1 cool, 2 Russian, 3 kicks, and then Street Fighter.
I like Juri a lot in terms of being a character. And, look, a Taekwondo character. Wow, I wonder if White would like her. Yes.
It was a fun match. It was probably the most technical match we had. There was a lot of moves and counter moves. It was chess. Mm-hmm. I ended up taking it.
You did.
By, I don't know.
And you didn't even do any of DiCapri's bullshit. I mean, you took it straight up.
Yeah. DiCapri has some bullshit ass moves.
She's some fucking...
I didn't feel... There was one I know how to do, but I did not feel good doing, so I did not do it.
The thousands of kicks from nowhere?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's pretty sparing.
You may notice I did not do it.
You did it once.
Yeah, on accident.
Well, it was fine. I took it. Well, I wasn't going to get mad unless you sat there just repeatedly doing that move like, this is where we live now.
This is we live in Kicktown. This is the kick force.
So Boy took that one. Final match was probably what's actually become my best character because of my determination to beat the game with her. Ibuki versus Akuma.
Oh yeah, I remember you losing to Zangief like 1,000,000 times.
Yeah.
Ibuki. But yeah, Ibuki versus Akuma. I finally leveled up my Super Saiyan powers with Shoto clones specifically. Because while I lost, it was close, and I finally figured out how to Shoto clone.
Yeah, you took a round from me. I mean, all three.
I think I took 2 rounds from you.
No, it was 2 or 3. We didn't get that. That was 2 or 2.
That's right.
That would have been tight, but no, yeah, it's. I mean, the last one was close as fuck. Like I popped you in the ankle with like a karate chop or something.
Yeah, we were both down to like a sliver of health.
Yeah.
It was next hit wins. And I figured out how to Shoto clone. I figured out how to correctly pattern hurricane kicks, shoryukens, and hadoukens. He just happens to be very slightly better than me.
Well, and Ibuki, I mean, I know all our moves are. It's not like some of the other characters where...
I know how to do all those moves. I just figured out how to pattern them correctly.
Sure.
Reliably hit with them.
Ibuki's got such interesting techniques, too, with their little sky kunai and all that shit.
Yep. Like to chase you around.
Yeah.
Fucking Akuma.
But that was fun, so I ended up taking that one again. It was 2-1. So then we went into a slightly different game. You might not call this a fighting game, but fuck you, we do.
Because that's what we do with it. We fight.
Another big game we bonded over as friends.
Oh god, yeah, real early, the WWE game. So we played WWE 2K14. So this one's going to take some explanation, listener, especially if you are part of the listenerdom that is not familiar with any of these characters.
Well, I mean, I think we can keep it brief. We don't need to get into like a lot of deep history. Maybe someday we'll do something about that
but
if the listener seems interested. But.
These are all, you're not going to recognize these names. They're not professional wrestlers you would know, even if you're mildly familiar with professional wrestlers, because they're all fictional characters. Like, as in, they're not real people. They don't actually exist in the WWE. They're characters, all except for one, are characters from eFeds that we made, and then made in the WWE games, because that's pretty much what we have those games for. We very rarely play with the actual roster.
The year Ultimo Dragon was on the roster, I actually played with him a lot. But that was, I think, before you and I were friends.
So usually I'll play a couple matches with Stone Cold. The one year where they had 3 Triple H's, we did the Triple H Triple Threat match.
Yeah, that was great. I think we played a couple of matches in this one with like classic wrestlers. I remember playing like $1 Million Man or something.
Yeah, I mean, we did a couple, but not many. We usually try and avoid them because they usually have a bunch of slots for creative characters, so why wouldn't we just make our own little wrestling federation out of characters we like?
Yeah. The first match was my character Pig, who is a brutal brawler and submissions wrestler. He is also a very psychological ring general kind of character.
Versus my character, the one who actually has never been in the E-Fed, although I desperately wish there was a place I could play him. He's just not the right fit for the E-Fed I was in. Is Azrael Sergio. He is an Italian guy, as you may have guessed. His actual name is like Sergio Venanacci or something, and it's a ring name. That's anyway.
We go deep.
But he is a big dude, but not wrestler big, just big for a normal human. So he looks normal size next to wrestlers, and he does power moves and actual wrestler moves. How would you describe how this character wrestles, really?
Like,
A lot of
if
kicks.
Edge were a way better wrestler,
If Edge were a way better wrestler and did a lot of kicks.
yeah, I mean, technically speaking, not like he's great personality, but
He has a great personality, amazing work rate, but if Edge had a more technical background, is the
yeah,
easiest way to
very,
explain it.
very strong technical background, lots of mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
'Cause it's not just kicks; it's the spears and the
Takedowns and whatnot.
This is actually an old rivalry in the game because there's a story mode you can do where there's like rivalries booked and stuff.
Anyway, in the story mode, Pig put Azrael on the shelf for like 4 months or something.
Before this point, Azrael was undefeated Intercontinental Champion forever for
I
like
think,
a year.
Yeah, in game, like 3 years actually. He
Oh.
never lost. Not just the title match. He never lost. He never lost a fight. So, and then Pig put him on the shelf and took his title and put him on the shelf for like 6 months. So
This was a big match.
Yeah.
Like this had stuff behind it, and that could have gone either way. You managed to get your finishing move faster the second time. Like you took a good offense against me.
Yeah. We both got one finisher, and you managed to get. You did the first. I did the first one. You did the second one, and then I got the third one quicker. If he'd gotten the third one quicker, he'd have won.
Mm-hmm.
It was very close. Then the second match,
My angry old Japanese man, Takeshi Sunshine.
and my mute boxer. Easiest way to explain that. His name is Diamond.
This was curb stomping.
Yeah, I completely fucking trounced him.
Yeah.
It was not close.
Takeshi's he's kind of like a traditional luchador, but obviously with the Japanese style leanings. And because he's largely strike based, and a lot of his
Think
match
strong
stuff,
style Rudo.
yeah. And Diamond is such a better striker. Period. Like there's stats in the game to measure this. Diamond was trouncing him at every turn. He couldn't
Because
mount an offense.
They're both strikers, but Takeshi's also kind of a wrestler, whereas Diamond's actual wrestling ability is, well, shall we say, not very good. But he's an amazing striker, so I was just beating the shit out of him, like Floyd Money Mayweather versus a heavy bag. It was.
So yeah, boy took that one too. The last match, oh god.
Oh yeah, all right. I'll explain Mike first. It's a character I've had since the beginning of time, and since I was 10 years old, in a text-based wrestling simulator where you booked a wrestling promotion called, I believe, like TNR. And he's had a couple different actual names. I finally gave him a name and then a wrestler name. That if there's one very specific listener out there, you will laugh. If for anyone else, it will not make sense. He's named Mr. Intensity. And he's a giant power wrestler. He does body damage. He essentially breaks your ribs. Yeah. And crushes your organs.
Still, like...
Alright, I can explain this. I can.
Okay.
Alright, so you're aware of Magical Girl anime,
Yes.
listener?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're aware of the Magical Girl anime, you know what a villain from a Magical Girl anime typically sort of is.
Very vain.
Very, very super vain, very focused on beauty, especially the male villains, and very, very sparkly. Imagine, if you will, a bad guy version of a magical girl who's a man, and is very focused on how beautiful he is, so much so that he wears a mask because other people are not worthy to look upon his beauty.
Yeah, like Evil Boy Sailor Moon. I mean, is where my brain was going, but God, he's so complex.
His name is Bisenchi Ultra, and he is amazing.
Oh, Bisenchi Ultra is awesome. Which this was like a tragedy when we realized who was in the final round, because when we e-fetted these guys together,
they were good friends.
Yeah, they became really great friends. And it was like, no, the Brotherhood has fallen apart. There was so much drama going on. And I knew I had to win fast.
Because Intensity he's really good at power wrestling, but his real strength is that his durability and endurance stats are through the fucking roof. So any match that goes on a long time, in contrast with how I e-fed him,
yeah,
any match that goes on a long time tends to just continue to favor Intensity the longer it goes on. Also because all his damage, his moveset is made by me. All his damage is body damage. So the longer it goes on, the more fucked that one part gets. And everything he's doing fucks up that one part of your body. So it's just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So the advantage tends to snowball. And
I mean, like this character, I mean, he's not broken. It's not like he's got, F5s for every move or anything like that. It's a very sound move list. It's just very tight. And he's a very strong character. He's got like a 92.
Yeah.
I forget what his stats are. They're high, but they're not ridiculous.
Right.
They're
not John Cena stats.
Well, no, they're about where they put John Cena.
No, usually they put him I usually try and check John Cena and make it low.
Okay, well. But he's up there. He's up there with like a CM Punk.
Yeah.
So Boy is so good with him because it's basically the same moveset every year, the same style every year, that this character is like a final boss for me. Like
there was one WWE game, I believe it was 2009. I can't remember. No, it was actually like 2010, 2011, where I didn't lose with this character once at all. The entire year we had the game, and we played it a lot.
Yeah.
It's when he got the new theme song that he had for a long time, Indestructible by Disturbed. And it was true. It was true, listener. It was the year they gave... It was whatever year that you had special moves, one of them was you did 3 power bombs for no reason.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, and there was that one year where you could do like infinity power bombs, and you would.
Yeah, because
my god.
Why wouldn't he?
So, yeah, fucking... The 300 here, if I could prove a god could bleed, it was amazing. Much less beating him. If I could beat him through trickery and cheating tactics, it was amazing. Much less beating him legally. I beat him on a roll-up.
Yeah, on a roll-up, and I was winning.
Oh yeah, because it went over. I realized that it had gone on too long. I'd taken too much damage. Essentially, Ultra is a fucking luchador. I mean, he's high-flying, flippy-floppy kicks.
He had taken too much damage, he was slowed down, Intensity was going to start taking him apart.
I
had a comeback, I had ring escapes, I had resiliency, and
I had none of this shit.
I missed my fucking kick out. By like a nanometer on the reversal roll-up that he did.
Yeah, oh man, it was epic. It was epic victory for me.
Only reason I did not sweep that one.
Yeah, no, because we thought you were going to sweep. As it was, 2 for you, 1 for me. Next thing was Mortal Kombat, which we were pretty sure this was going to be a me round.
Pretty sure nothing. I was fucking dead certain that was going to be a you round. Dead fucking certain. I had that shit written in the stars, listener. Alright, I'm okay at Street Fighter. I am pants at Mortal Kombat. Always have been.
And it's just like the super moves. You've always had a hard time remembering the moves and doing them,
And it's not like I'm not dumb. I can remember this stuff. I just don't fucking want to. That's why I like Namco fighters, because they have super moves, and I know all their super moves, but I don't need them. I can just, fight. I can exercise timing and strategy instead of just, I have memorized all of these buttons, which means I win.
Well, Namco fighters super moves don't really like that, because there's so much about distance.
Yep, they're distance and timing and strategy. That's why I like Namco fighters.
Yeah,
because they're about timing and strategy and skill rather than I have memorized buttons.
Well, they are in like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat and stuff, but it's down to like the nano level. We're talking about frames. And
it becomes a gut skill again once you both have memorized all the buttons.
Sure, that's true. Yeah.
If you've both memorized all the buttons, then it's who can press their buttons the best. As you can tell, I'm somewhat salty with these types of games.
So, first match was Freddy Krueger versus Jax. which you basically picked because you remembered liking Jax from Mortal Kombat 2.
3, actually.
3? Oh, well, that's correct.
If Jax was in 3. It was either 2 or 3.
I'm sure he was. I think that was the one where he got his cyborg arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one where he got his cyborg arms, because I remember, oh, this guy's fucking cyborg arms! I fucking love him! Punch him in the cyborg arms, because I was a kid.
And I beat Mortal Kombat a lot last year before.
Yeah.
And Freddy Krueger was fun as hell, and he fits so well into the universe.
Yeah, like, Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe did not fit that. It's weird. That doesn't make any sense. Freddy Krueger? Yeah, that's just fine. Perfectly fine. He fits. Why wasn't he already a Mortal Kombat character?
I could not remember any of his super moves. None of the good ones, anyway.
Which means I won. Handedly, actually.
Yeah, you beat the shit out of me.
Because I did the one thing I'm good at in Mortal Kombat, which is double jump over your head, reverse uppercut.
Basically, yeah. Next match was Sub-Zero versus Noob Saibot. I was Noob Saibot, he was Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero, back in the day, was probably my best character in Mortal Kombat, meaning he was the one I was, not god-awful with.
Noob Saibot's one of my top 3, top 5, I don't know, it's hard to pin it down. I always get him and Smoke confused in terms of their move lists, and I'm pretty sure I wanted to play Smoke here. But it's okay, because I'm also really good with Noob Saibot.
And he won.
Yeah, it was close, though.
It was close. It was probably, it was very, very close. I think it came down to the wire. No, it came down to the wire on that first round, and I won. The second round did not come down to the wire. You fucking beat my ass. Because you remembered how to play with Cybot.
Yeah.
And you were teleporting all around the map and shit.
Suplexing your ass.
It was like John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. Just eat, sleep, suplex, repeat. Eat, teleport, suplex, repeat. Eat, teleport, suplex, repeat.
Eat, throw my shadow at you to stab you, suplex, repeat.
Not even stab me. Tackle me like a gum.
But that was fun. I took that one. And then Kano versus Nightwolf. Kano's kind of a Freddy Krueger situation here. His basic attacks are
super great.
Kind of lame. I mean, they're...
I remember fighting him with Kano when he was in practice, and I saw 2 things. 1, my blood. 2, what I'm pretty sure was Sonic the Hedgehog. Because it was just a spinning death circle coming at my face.
I couldn't remember my knife throw, and I couldn't remember his horizontal...
Spinny circle.
Yeah, I kept doing the diagonal one, but I couldn't find my horizontal one. You were Nightwolf. You didn't have a whole lot on me. I mean, it was... I don't want to say it was close. You won. It wasn't like, oh man, I almost had that one. If I would have remembered my knife throw, that would have been close. A lot different.
You would have crushed me.
But I fucking had it.
But somehow I won.
Yeah, you won the Mortal Kombat round.
I won the Mortal Kombat round. This was an upset.
So, last match, listener. This is the weird one. Now, up to this point, we're even.
Yeah, we're tied.
Both in terms of rounds, and points.
So, like, everything's... No, I had a lead.
Oh, no, you had like a 1-point lead. But this match still could have gone either way.
I had a big enough lead that you would have had to... you would have had to eliminate all of my dudes and keep at least 2 of yours to win.
Yeah. Anything else would have been a tie.
At the very best.
Right. At best I could do would be a tie. And that's... So here's the thing. Boy...
We play different games.
Yes.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3, because I am a loser who can't play fighting games, so I play on the simple controls for Marvel vs. Capcom 3, because that turns it from Marvel vs. Capcom to fucking BlazBlue. A game I like.
And I like BlazBlue. I wish we had the remixed version of it.
The one that isn't broken?
Yeah. I would have loved to play Aracuna. He's a fucking awesome character.
He's just Shimigarath.
He's different. Sorry. But I tried playing on that mode for Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It lacks so much of the flexibility I need.
Also true. When I play the normal mode, as I can play in the normal mode. It has a lot more flexibility. You have a lot more options, and the moves aren't hard. I can do them. I prefer to play in the simple mode because it allows me to focus on strategy and timing
instead of having to remember the button commands. And I understand
instead of having to memorize all of the buttons.
I played so much Street Fighter in my youth that unless you're pulling some weird Z-slide, K-slide shit out on me,
you can just do it by
I can guess.
Whereas I did not play Street Fighter at
all. So I ended up going with, we kind of held this one out. We weren't sure who we were going to play with. We didn't decide beforehand. It was going to be one match, 3-on-3, because you have to do tag.
We had to restart quickly because we realized that they had made it so that the simple controls were turned off by default, and we had to make it so we picked the same team. We had to go and make it so that it allowed me to pick those.
But my team was Shumagorath, Wolverine, and Zero.
Mine was Iron Man, Trish, and Thor. So, as typically happens once we were on the roll and actually playing, as typically happens with Marvel vs. Capcom, I was winning.
Yes.
Because I'm playing a much easier game than he is.
You ate like half of all three of my characters' health bars.
Like right out the gate. And then, like all my characters had above half health. He almost killed Trish, but I switched her out and played defensive until her health had regened, I noticed. So I had over half health for all my dudes, and he was down to Shumagorath.
Yeah.
And,
I did a lot of damage with Wolverine and Zero, but you caught him, basically.
Yep. I caught him with super moves, both, actually. And I was down, he was down to Shumagorath with half health. I had at least half health, 3 dudes. He proceeded to fucking eat 2 of them. I didn't know what the fuck happened. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know who I was. I was pretty sure that I was getting my ass kicked, but I couldn't quite tell because it was too fast. He just trounced 2 dudes in quick succession, Trish and Thor. And then Iron Man came out, and it was down to like the wire. He had maybe 1 hit left. I had maybe 3 hits left. And the way things had been going, it was still anybody's game. And then the timer, which up until now did not exist in this fucking game, we had never had one at a time. I didn't think there was a timer.
Yeah, we always
I'm pretty sure it was in this update. Time went off. And I, as his opponent, I could not, in good conscience, allow the most ridiculously badass comeback I had seen go out like that.
Well, and this bears commenting. I love Marvel vs. Capcom. I wish it had a solo mode, and it kind of does now with the Fate of the World mode, where you can play Galactus or whatever. But I really like this game's mechanics. I love the character roster. I love the depth and complexity of everything. But you being on simple controls, and the characters you like to play, I so very rarely have any ground to stand on.
No, I'm fully aware one of the reasons we don't play that game is because I'm playing a much easier game, but I don't like the other one as much.
Well, that's fair. Sometimes I want to play the game, I'll play it against the boy, whatever. I have fun. I don't have to win to have fun. Like, our usual fighting game ratio of 60-40 goes about 90-10.
Yeah.
I mean, 85-15 on a good day.
Yeah.
The times I've beaten you, I could probably count on one hand.
So, and he was poised to win that match. It was still up, and it was still up in the air, still anybody's game.
Yeah, I mean, like 2 unibeams and you would have ended it.
Yeah, but
I don't know if you would have gotten them off
before you fucking murdered me.
Because I was on a roll. I mean, I had
had unlocked the power.
Yeah,
and it was, and I couldn't let it go out like that.
Much like when in the beginning of the tournament, you fucking killed yourself 4 times with a character that you didn't realize how hard they nerfed. I wasn't going to make you.
No.
Well, that was your fight. I mean, it went down. You lost anyway, but
I wasn't gonna.
You had your chance.
So
same ways we restarted it here. I could have been a dick and been like, "No, we both play on the same mode. Whatever, you could have fixed it beforehand. Fucker, we play this way." No, fine. We'll go in, fix your controls, get back to simple. I want you to play the game that you're comfortable playing, even if I have an uphill battle.
And so we go, and he didn't, and he was like, "Well, fuck. Well, now this is fucked. This is gonna mess up everything." I was like, "No, we can do it like this. Go to rematch. Same 3 dudes. Iron Man versus Shumagorath. No assists, no tags. One-on-one. We fight like men." We were both down to like no hit points anyway, so I figured both starting with full hit points wasn't that big a difference. It just evened things out.
Well, basically the way I thought about it is you did have a health lead on me, but I had so much momentum
that the loss of momentum evened.
Yeah, I feel like it. I mean,
it ended up being down to 2 slivers of health.
Oh God, it got scary.
Like it was. I think I was all red. You were just enough yellow for me to discern that there was yellow, and it was a single unibeam or a single thingamajig, and I pressed the button to make him do the X laser instead of the fucking unibeam.
And I was across the fucking screen charging up my eyeballs.
And then he hit me with his eyeballs.
And they stuck to you, and you Iron Man made a face like, well, fuck.
I believe, because I knew I couldn't, even if I unibeamed him at that point, he would know it's coming, and he could have dodged a single unibeam, and I was still dead. So I knew I'd lost. At that point, for that second or two, I was like, well, I lost, because he can dodge a single unibeam, and I don't have any time to try anything else. So I just looked at him and said, that was all done. And then boom!
Oh, man. I believe you said it was an Al Gore kind of...
It ended up being an Al Gore split decision, because we had decided beforehand to do count up eliminations, count up rounds, but keep track of the games. With Marvel vs. Capcom as the wild card, because it allows for more eliminations, thus can create a better point spread. With the point spread we created, I won the rounds by 1 round. 1 elimination. He won the games because he won Marvel vs. Capcom, but still didn't manage to get a big enough lead to overcome my round lead at that point.
Yeah. You killed 2 of my characters.
So, the best he could do was a tie, and he didn't do a tie.
And that's that. That was depending on how you looked at it, I could have won. Depending on how you looked at it, Boy could have won.
Which is just beautiful. It is just like, that is Apollo Creed and Rocky charge towards each other and then credits.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
Subsequent tournaments may go other ways as he gets more, because I want to do this again. And
I don't know if we're always going to podcast on it. But
well, God, no problem.
This only took like 3 hours, and we thought it was going to take forever, so that was nice.
But I imagine some tournaments are going to go differently as we start playing these games more. We'll get more practice at them. You'll start kicking my teeth down my throat in Mortal Kombat again. I would probably, if I play Street Fighter enough, I think I have reached a point in my life where I can Street Fight her, because I have finally unlocked the Shoto clone.
Yeah, that's how it starts.
Yep, and this was super, super fun. And this listener, this is how the 2 nerds bond.
Yeah.
This is
staying up all night playing
much
Soul
later
Calibur
than we
3, hitting the random button and fighting flamboyant George Washington versus God, I forget who you were.
Oh, I don't remember.
I was like flamboyant pantsless George Washington. I think you were Richard Nixon.
Yeah, I was Richard.
I was
Berserker.
Berserker Richard Nixon. Soul Calibur 3 had a random button. It would just basically randomly assemble you and create a character.
Give you a random moveset and then randomly assemble and create a character from the create a character menu.
And we got the best shit sometimes. Hands down, though, pantsless flamboyant George Washington versus Berserker
Nixon.
Was just incredible.
We were making president fight jokes the whole time.
Oh man, it was hilarious.
I think I made a Watergate joke at one point when I routed you.
Yeah.
I think you won that. I believe you won. I believe pantsless flamboyant George Washington beat Richard Nixon in the end, which that's a victory for America. I'm gonna be honest with you here, listener. We're about tapped for tonight, and I have to go to bed.
I also have to go to bed.
I have stuff I have to do tomorrow.
So you're not going to get this in any timely fashion. I'm sorry about that, but
you will get it.
Yeah. And we do have the Hobbit podcast coming.
Yep. This was super duper fun, and talking about it made it better. 1, because I enjoy talking with my friend White, and 2, because everything's better when nerds talk about it.
Well, you get the opening and the ending, you dick ass.
That's right, bitch.
Fuck it, let's get hardcore!